What's up, everyone? This is Michael Massie of Frontstretch coming to you from Martinsville Speedway. I'm joined by the lovely Mr. Trey Lyle from CBS Sports Lynchburg. Trey, there was a crazy race today. What happened?
Well, I don't know if it's a crazy race. It was a crazy end. It was a boring race that kind of got, topped by the video game move from Ross Chastain. And I was in the media center. I said some words that I can't say on air because of my reaction to it. It was incredible. It was the holy bleep moment that NASCAR wants with these cutoff races. He passed 5 cars in, technically, 5 cars in one corner. He's technically passed 6 since the white flag because now Brad Keselowski's been disqualified. And he advanced to the championship 4. And this is, the story of NASCAR, the Trackhouse, second year, making the championship with a guy like Ross Chastain is very much an old school. The way he came up, this guy's got melons, literally. And he did it. And he's advancing to Phoenix where he was probably the best of the championship cars. So I think he's got a realistic chance to win the championship. And the crazy part is that move and what happened there highlights the fact that Christopher Bell got his second walk-off win in this postseason. The last 2 cutoffs, he needed a win to advance. And really, it was the same story. He had the fresher tires, and it ultimately led him to getting the victory.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, did you know that there's someone not named Ross Chastain who won this race?
I know, right?
Bell coming up clutch again. Is he the championship favorite?
I'm going to go with, I don't know. I think about it. I'm going to go with, I lean either Logano or Elliott just because they had the experience of that track. We've seen Chase do it. Chase has been the best car all year, and typically you go with the best car, but this car is so crazy that you never know. I think we have a realistic shot, and this might be an underlying story getting to Phoenix, is this is going to be the first time where it feels like the winner of that race will not be a member of the championship 4. Heck, it might be Kyle Larson, and they win the owner's championship, and we got a split championship. So it's going to be an interesting week as we head into championship. What do you think, man? What are your thoughts about, Christopher Bell getting it done? Again.
I think he's got that clutch mentality. He's got a crew chief on the box, 2-time champ, Adam Stevens.
That's a good point.
Is keeping him level-headed through all this. Who's also good at providing when things are against, his back's against the wall. Bell, to me, it's his championship to lose. The other guys just haven't been as strong down the stretch. They've kind of just limped on into the next round. Although Logano won his way in, but still, it's not like he's been dominant everywhere. So I think it's Bell's, man. I really do.
Yeah, we'll see. There's so many storylines from this race, but the lack of passing, which it came back again with this car. It was literally, you gotta see the wall streaks. That's
I don't know if you got a good image of that.
It there, that's what made you pass here. That's an issue. So clearly the weather was an issue because it was a really nice day. It seems like rubber got laid down. Passing was a 1-lane track, so that's an issue. And we're going to Phoenix. That's a quote unquote short track, and so I'm worried about that. I mean, do we want to talk? There's so many storylines from this. A storyline that no one's going to talk about is Kyle Busch was awful today.
This was the worst Kyle Busch has ever looked his entire career.
He was last for a part of the race. Tyler Reddick had a head injury, and he apparently was cleared, but that seemed fishy. The race was, like I mentioned, pretty boring for most of it. And then, I think we need to go back to the Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin thing real quick. Is Ross's move was incredible, and it's gonna be historic. Drivers weren't the biggest fans of it as we talked to them. They're like, this is cool, but it needs to be changed. But the real reason why Denny Hamlin is not advanced to the next round is simply put, his pit crew failed him today. They had consistently slow stops. He lost spots every time on pit road. It's the reason he lost the lead at one point. The guy dominated the first half of this race, and it seemed like the way the track was developing, it was suiting his skill sets more because he felt like the only guy that could pass. So I really think ultimately it was Denny Hamlin's crew that failed, and ultimately leading to Ross Chastain pulling off the move in turn 3 and 4 and leading him to the championship 4.
Yeah, I'll note that Denny drove a phenomenal closing stint of that race because his crew got him out way back, and he passed who he needed to pass to get himself in the points position to advance. It's just no one could account for Ross doing such a move and it actually working out. but it did. And going forward, a lot of the drivers were critical of that move. Kyle Larson, chief among them, which is ironic considering he tried the same thing last year at Darlington.
Let's ask Sheldon Creed.
Yeah. So what, going forward, do you think something should be done to police that move? Or do you think, I mean, Briscoe thinks everyone's going to try it now at the next time we race a track like
Why
this.
not? It's the same thing to like what we could have taken from the takeaway from yesterday with the Ty Gibbs situation. Like, what stops a JRM car? Like, what stops Noah Gragson in the last lap to just basically not break into the turn and spin Ty Gibbs for the championship? I don't know. I think we talked about this, and a couple drivers talked about it. I think Martinsville is like one of the only tracks you really could pull it off at, just because it's so short between the end of the turn, the way the turn is, to the finish line, where I think at your bigger tracks you couldn't. So I don't know. It definitely feels, you definitely have like a, this is cool, but should it have happened kind of feel.
Yeah, for sure. Briscoe did note that Richmond and the Coliseum were the other two tracks he thinks it can work. Maybe we'll see it there. Maybe we'll see some kind of ruling against it. Logano thought if you hit the wall while making a pass, you should get into the rear of the field, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, that's all we've got for with Trey Lyle. Thanks so much for joining me. I am Michael Massie. Look for my article tonight on all the comments about Ross Chastain's move. And that's it. Follow Frontstretch for all your racing needs.
And he'll probably be on the fast lane this week, so check that out.
Hey. Good night.
This is Timmy Hill, driver of the 56 Toyota. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those videos beside me and visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.